Hi, it's Parametric Views of Tech channel, and I've got my brand new Samsung Galaxy Note 3. I'm going to be going through the setup of this, including how to install the micro SIM card, the micro SD card, the setup screens, including an issue some people are having with getting locked out of a new phone trying to set up their Google account. Tell you how I worked around that. Also comparing it a little bit to my phone that I'm upgrading from, the Google Galaxy Nexus. So setting up the Galaxy Note 3, since I'm with T-Mobile, this phone, my Galaxy Nexus, takes a standard size SIM card, and this is a micro SIM card, so it's not as easy as swapping it over. I used to have to go into the store at this point, and they would put the two SIM cards in a machine and transfer the data. Now, apparently it can be done on their website, but they do tell you that they're not transferring your data. For example, your contacts that are stored in the SIM card, the old SIM card will be lost. So it doesn't exactly transfer them over, it just transfers your account to that new SIM card. So I've got to go online and do that, but I'll go ahead and take the wrapping off of this and see how the battery and the other cards will fit in it. This is that faux leather finish. Boy, it's kind of sticky, almost like leather, and even the stitching. I kind of like it, actually. And the screen. Ooh, no fingerprints yet. That won't last long. Just enough room to get a thumbnail in there. And pop, pop, pop we go. Alright, before going to T-Mobile and activating my micro SIM card, I did go to the phone and export my contacts into the phone memory so that when this SIM card was deactivated I wouldn't lose anything. That's all taken care of. I'm now ready to put in my micro SIM card to activate the phone. I'm also going to put in a micro SD card. This is for extra storage. There's 32 gigabytes of storage built into the phone, a fair chunk of which will already be used up by the operating system. And when you put your apps and different things on the phone, they tend to go there. The micro SD card I'm hoping to use for video storage. I'd like to try out the 4K video recording that this phone is capable of, and that uses a lot of memory really fast. Now this pathetic little micro SD card is only 512 megabytes, so it's really just a placeholder to show you where you put this into the phone. I'm holding out for the SanDisk Extreme micro SD card. That seems to be the card of choice to add to this phone. It's very, very fast, and that's what you need for that 4K recording because it records the video data so quickly it needs to write it quickly as well. And while I'm mentioning that, I just wanted to do a quick plug for the SanDisk Extreme. I actually have a couple of these cards. This one I keep in my still camera, and I'm recording right now onto an identical card. I just wanted to tell you quickly that Monday morning I found my card from the video camera in my pants pocket after it had gone through the wash, after it had gone through the dryer, and it's being recorded to right now. So these cards are tough. I really like these. I'm having trouble finding the micro SD version of the SanDisk Extreme. It's relatively new. I think it's only been out a couple months, and so I can't find it locally in any stores. I'll have to order it online, and I'll put a link down below this video in case that's the card you're interested in as well. Cost, however, is a factor. I've read that everyone's getting the 64 gigabyte version. That way they can, maximize out the extra storage space. $100 for that little micro SD card. I'm thinking to go with a little more reasonably priced 32 gigabyte version that runs at about $50. Anyway, time to put these cards in. Alright, this is where the micro SIM card and the micro SD card go. It's sort of hard to find because they're stacked right on top of each other under this aluminum colored metal. One slides under, one slides over, and right here, if you can make out, there you can see it. That little diagram shows you the way to put them in, where the little notched corner of your micro SIM card has to go, so it can only go one way, and then you put your SD card with the label side up. I'll show you that now. And it's going to slide under, and you just keep sliding it. It doesn't click or anything, but until it's all the way up, it's flush with this little lip right here. It's all the way in, and the micro SD card is going to go label side facing you, so the gold contacts are going to be facing down, and that's going to slide right on top of where you put in your micro SIM card. It's flat on top of this metal piece and follow the rails. I'm not doing a very good job. In this one, there we go, it made a little slidey sound, but it doesn't click into place either. I'm used to that with the SD cards. You kind of click them in, click them out, but this one you just slide it all the way up, and so long as the bottom is level, you're pretty much good to go. At this point, you put the battery in. Power button's over here, starting it up for the first time. That's something different from my standard Nexus phones. And here we are in the setup screen. Okay, this does look familiar, similar to my brother's S4. It's probably a good idea to set up the Wi-Fi right off. That way, once you set your account up, your Google account, and it pulls in all the apps and your other data, you'll be doing that using the Wi-Fi network rather than your cellular plan and using up your data for the month. Now this Wi-Fi supports not only the A, B, G, and N, but it also supports wireless AC, which is the newest standard, in which I happen to have a wireless AC router, so I'm going to pick that network to join. So I connected to my AC wireless network, which is running on the 5 gigahertz frequency, which hardly anybody in the neighborhood is using, so it's a nice one to have. Now this comes up next if you want to set up a Samsung account. Some of this duplicates what you have in your Google account in terms of backing things up to a server and so forth. You can set that up. I'm not going to do that right now. Now my previous smartphones, the Nexus 1 and the Galaxy Nexus, I bought directly from Google. They didn't have any overlay software from the phone manufacturer or from T-Mobile. So I ran into sort of a glitch here. I thought maybe I was entering my password incorrectly because it was a different keyboard, but no, I checked and it's the right password. I think the problem is that I have two-step authentication turned on for my Google account, and that means it won't let me log in from a device that it doesn't recognize until it's been established it's a trusted device. I have to get into a browser where I can actually then enter that security code number that they're going to text me, assuming I can get the text on this phone, which I hope, because the other phone's already deactivated, so I can set this up for my account. Well, that was a major pain in the butt. It took about 10 minutes. I tried the different things, reading about the application-specific passwords and so forth. Nothing worked. I had to log into my computer, log into my Google account, go into the two-step verification settings and turn it off in order to be able to log into the phone. But anyway, at least I'm logged in now. Okay, I like Google to back everything up, and I don't mind them knowing my location. And since between them and the NSA, they're going to be spying on everything I do. Anyway, I'll just give them the whole enchilada here. Next is an offer to set up Dropbox. If you already have an account, you can log in and then you'll have access to the files in your Dropbox account. Otherwise, you can set up a new account or skip it. Here we are, finally. Looks like I've already got messages and emails waiting for me, and a whole bunch of different looking icons up on the top. Let me try a little one-handed maneuvering with it here and then compare it to my old phone, the Galaxy Nexus. I like the touch feel to it. Seems very responsive. I like typing on it as well because it there's actually some space between the numbers and letters, so my slightly fatter fingers seem to do well with that. It's a stretch to get to all this, and I can tell I'm struggling to balance it here, getting this stuff at the bottom. It's fast. Boy, this opens so much faster compared to my previous phone. Oh yeah, the SD card, and that's where I want everything to go. Well, I'm going to have to work with this a while and see exactly how comfortable it is. I'm in it for the long haul with it, but yeah, maybe I knew at some point I'm going to find a phone that I'm going to say it's kind of too big. So hopefully it isn't this one. So there's a comparison. A lot more extra room on this that wasn't being used. This one they really do use most of it for the screen. Boy, it just feels right after using it for so long. Okay, I'm going to give this a workout, figure out which features I like and don't like, and which features I've never used on a phone before, the new stuff, and I will report back on all of that. Be sure and subscribe if you'd like to be notified when I have those videos up.